Well, in my district, drugs are obviously very prevalent, like they are throughout most of the city. Um, when it comes to women, most of them get hooked on the drugs, starting with marijuana. It's a gateway drug, leads to usually pills, and then it leads to heroin. The most commonly used drug because it's the cheapest, and it's very easy to get throughout Philadelphia. Mostly every corner sells it and belongs to different types of drug dealers. Kids that grow up in my district grow up watching their uncles, fathers, cousins sell drugs, and they think it's just a normal way of life. I've locked up people, kids, women, adults from ages 12 to 50 for selling drugs, and they don't think there's anything wrong with it. Now what mostly happens is once a kid gets 18, his record's expunged. So if you catch a drug case after 18, that's a felony, and then it just spirals down. Kid has a hard time getting a job, because he's got a record, and why go out and work a minimum wage job when he could go in a corner and make $100 in a couple hours easy. Most of the guys in the neighborhood are all friends. They know when the cops are coming. They have signals. They stash the drugs in different houses, under cars, in certain cars. They rarely hold it on them. Sometimes they will hold the drugs on them, but most of the times they stash it so the cops don't find it on them. I see a lot of couples that come to my district to buy drugs from anywhere outside the city, in the suburbs, Delaware County, and it's usually a boyfriend or girlfriend that get hooked on a drug together. When I stop them as a police officer, we have to call a female officer to search or frisk the woman for drugs or a weapon, because a lot of them aren't from the city, so they will come down with weapons so they don't get robbed. I also see a lot of women out there that sell themselves on the streets for self-gain, like they profit from the sales, or they'll be working for someone, a boss, known as a pimp. Whenever I approach these individuals, the female always tells me that her pimp is her boyfriend. A lot of the women out there look scared, frightened. They're usually on drugs. See a lot of track marks on their arms from the needles. The pimp usually supplies them with the drugs. Whenever their families try to get involved and get their family member out of that life, the pimp will threaten them female with pain and violence. The step as a regular patrol officer would be to take her to Special Victims Unit, and they would ask her all types of questions of who was trafficking her, where they were doing it, how long she's been doing it for, are her parents aware of it. Just simple questions to get as much information as possible. Now, if the woman came in and said she was raped, they would obviously take her to the hospital, do a rape kit, and get a warrant for the accused if she knew who he was. I would not have to testify, but I would probably be summoned to court because I was the one that wrote up the initial report with her basic information on it: name, date of birth, address, telephone number. But no, I would not be on the stand testifying.